Hi, this is Diana. I wanted to give you guys some information about how to find free photos for use in your EcoSpot from the internet, and also, more importantly, how to attribute them, which is sometimes a question. So I'm going to start by taking you guys to my favorite place to get free photos, which is Flickr. Flickr is a crowdsourcing photo storage site where people can put photos and they can choose whether or not to allow them to be used by other folks for free or for sale. So I'm going to start by looking for a picture of a shark. So I'm going to type shark into the search photos and get a bunch of photos. Okay, so here are some photos. So the first thing I want to do is find out which of these photos are actually free and available for me to use. I'm going to go over to this section here called Any License. And I'm going to click on that. And I'm going to go for All Creative Commons. And that's going to sort these photos by ones that people are allowing us to use. Hopefully this view is going to change in a minute. My computer's a little slow. There we go. All right, so I am going to start with, well, let's get this picture here of these two sharks. All right, so we have these two sharks, and they look pretty good, but I want to check to see if they're available to use. So if you look in this section here, it says some rights reserved. So I want to find out what kind of permissions the artist is allowing people to have. Okay, so this is CC by SA 2.0. I'm not going to go into the details of that. But it says here, you're free to copy and distribute. You're free to remix, adapt, and transform. But you must attribute the product. And you must distribute the contribution, any contributions, changes you made under the same license as the original. So I feel like that's pretty available for us to use. So I think that we'll go ahead and use this photo. So I'm going to go back to the photo and I'm going to download it. So I'm going to download here. I think I'll choose a medium size because my computer doesn't like really big files. You can decide if you need a small, medium, or large. Small is typically used when you want something that's more like a thumbnail. So I'm going to open it. The computer's going to do a little scan. And here it is in my photo app. I'm going to go ahead and save it. I'm going to save it into my photos as two sharks. And save it. So now I have this in my photos to use whenever I want to. So the next question is, how do I go about attributing it? So I'm going to show you two ways of doing that. The first is the way that's suggested by Creative Commons. It's typically used for multimedia, maybe websites and how-tos, things like that. And so Creative Commons is the organization that has kind of created these licenses for open use applications, and this is their suggestion on how to attribute the photo. They want the title, they want the name of the artist, and they want the type of license it is. And they suggest that you put in links directly to those items so that people can go back to the original to see that you haven't modified it in any way. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to create one of those. So I'm going to start by inserting a text box so that we can write in. And then I'm going to go back to the photo file on Flickr, which is right here, sorry. And we'll start by looking to see if there's a title. So this particular artist has titled this one as Sharks. But the first thing I'm going to do is copy the link. And then I'm going to come back to my file and I'm going to insert a link. I'm going to put the address for the file in the address, but then in the text to display, I'm going to display the title. So I'm going to display in quotations, sharks. And then I'm going to put in by, and then we're going to put in the artist. Now, Creative Commons suggests that you also link to the artist's personal site. I don't personally think that's necessary because the link to the photo is going to take you right to the site. But we'll go back and see what's available for this guy. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. Here we go. So this particular artist does have a link that you can make. I don't think we'll do that. I think what I'm going to do is just, so this will take you to his photo stream. I'm just going to look at his name. I'm going to type that in. So let me go back to here. It's Greg Chiasson. I think that was his name. Just make sure I got the right name. Yeah, Chiasson. Greg Chiasson. Okay, so then we'll go back to is licensed under, and then we want to put in the link to the license. So once again, we're going to go back, and if you recall, this was the license that came up when we checked on the photo. So I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to go back to here, and I'm going to do the same insert a link. Insert a link, put in the address, and I'm going to put this in as CC by SA 2.0. That's the name of that license. Put that in there. And then this attribution is finished. So for some multimedia presentations, this might be too long to put under the photo. So Creative Commons suggests an alternative, which is a little bit shorter. You just put in photo with a link and CC by. And sometimes it's not always the link. There's not really room even for a link in a multimedia presentation. So what you can do is put in a brief attribution, and then at the end of your web page, you can put in detailed attributions, with the full attribution.